Good morning and welcome to the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce Spotlight on Business. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and today we've got the mayor. Absolutely. We'll talk to Mayor Bob Andeweg in just a minute. But first, Janice Wissanan from the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce, and I hear kudos are due.
They are.
Best chamber, second year in running from a local publication.
Absolutely. That was us.
What does that mean, that you're the best chamber? When you're sitting around the chamber meetings, and it's just you people, the employees, okay, and the ambassadors, the folks that really are the meat. What does that mean to you? What does that mean that your city represents?
Means that we are doing a great job, and we are being recognized for the job that we're doing, and that our members are engaged with us.
That's good. They're active and because a chamber with just a staff is
nothing.
Yeah, you got to have the support of the members and all those people in those businesses. And so far, the people you brought here are all wonderful people. And today's no exception. The Honorable Mayor Bob Andeweg from the city of Urbandale. How long have you been mayor?
10 years now, Mac.
And before that, you were?
I was on the council for 5 years.
So 15 years you've been serving this community.
And I was on the P&Z before that as well.
Planning and zoning.
So really 20 years.
What is it that you like about Urbandale?
Oh, boy. How long do we have?
You have as long as you want.
Everything's great about Urbandale. As far as living in the community, it's a big small town. Really is how I frame it. I think the people make the difference, just like the Urbandale Chamber you were talking about with Janice. I think we have incredible volunteer base in the community, and people care about each other, and it really does make a difference.
Now, when you and your family moved to Urbandale, did you move to Urbandale, or did you just find a house you like and it happened to be in Urbandale?
Yeah, it was probably more the latter, quite honestly. We looked around, found a house. It happened to be in Urbandale, but not long after I was there, found out it was a great community to be in. I mean, I always tell the story, as a matter of fact, that when I grew up in Pella, and when I was in high school, we played, my last football game I ever played in the playoffs was against Urbandale High School. I lost to Urbandale High School in the playoffs.
Oh, my.
And here I am now. I live in there. I'm the mayor of the community.
Have you beat Pella since?
No.
No, you haven't played him since. Yeah. So if a gentleman and a lady, husband and wife, moving here, and they are very civic minded, so you want these people in your community. They're going to be active in charities. One or both of them may run for office to serve the community. Give me the three things. And I'm throwing this at you off the cuff, so it's okay if you don't have all three. But give me a couple things that you would say to these very civic-minded people about why they should participate in growing this community for the next 20 years.
Well, I think everybody has an obligation to give back. That's the first thing. So if they're civically minded, that first of all, they're going to have that mindset, and they'll have the opportunity to do that in Urbandale. We're a growing community. There are many opportunities to give back. And it's a way to make our community even better than it is before. Leave something better than it was before.
Now, didn't Urbandale kind of make a huge leap a few years ago in acquiring a whole bunch of land and everything west of the interstate?
Yes, we probably it's been over 10 years ago that had a major annexation, and right now our projected population based on what we currently have is about 70,000. As of today, we stand about 45,000, and we still have the opportunity to acquire and annex even more land. We have annexation agreements with Grimes to the north and Waukee to the south, so we have a corridor of growth even beyond there.
South of Waukee?
Well, no, our southern boundary matches up with Waukee.
Okay.
So we have a corridor between what we have with Waukee is to our south, Grimes is to our north, and we have a corridor moving west.
How many more square miles? We
haven't. We need to sit down and look at that.
Yeah.
We have a lot currently to build out as well. So it only makes sense if you can logically service that area as well.
And service, it means fire, police, utilities, things like that.
Correct.
Yeah. You've had a lot of good people come out of Urbandale. Brad Zahn, who's now a state representative and has, one day probably land a national seat representing this state. A lot of good people have come out of Urbandale. Why do you think that is? I mean, Not that good people haven't come out of other councils, but it just seems that yours are better. I don't know. They just seem to go farther.
Again, I think we just have a good track record of folks that care about the community and want to give back, want to see it a better place than what they have. They don't want to just live in a community. They want to be able to participate and make it a better community. When
you're dead and gone, what would you like people to remember for you as the mayor of Urbandale?
Well, fortunately, I'm going to be the mayor for its centennial, so that's probably one thing. It's more of a happenstance type of thing. But
100 years.
But I want people to think that I truly left it a better place than I came into office. So, I mean, that's the things I do. I don't look for any glamorous things, Mac. I just want people to say, well, he did do some things. We have some bigger projects happening. We're going to try to improve the corridor in the northwest part of town, the 141 corridor, to try to improve transportation there.
Well, now tell me where Urbandale stops in terms of that 141 corridor. You're still quite a bit to the east, right?
Correct. So we go a little bit north north of the interstate on the west side of 86th Street.
Okay.
And on the east side of 86th Street, everything north of the interstate is essentially Johnston.
Yeah. So you'll go farther west and you'll grab that land, you'll annex that land up 141 on the west side of 141.
Well, it's currently in Urbandale, but if you can imagine along the I-80-35 corridor, there's a go around Ryder Corner, there's a lot of vacant land there yet. It's tremendous opportunity. We're literally at the crossroads of America with 80 and 35. I don't have the exact number of cars that go by every day, but it's phenomenal when you have the intersection of two interstates.
Yeah.
Just imagine all the cars we have go through our city every day.
In the middle of the country.
Right.
I got a silly question. I've lived here all these years, and I should know that. Why is it called Ryder Corner? Because I always called it Cuddy's Curve.
You call that too. I can't honestly answer that right now.
I just wondered.
I've called it Ryder Corner. I guess I've never known the exact source of that either.
The Ryder Company used to be up there.
What did?
The Ryder Company. The Ryder.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
it? Oh, well, leave
Had
it
a
to
business
Janice.
up
Janice
there,
knows
so.
everything.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Mayor, who's your mentor?
Who's my mentor? I have a lot of mentors. I probably, on some tough issues with the city particularly, I call on E.J. Giovanetti or Don Brush.
Yep.
Those two are probably my go-to people to talk to.
Yep. Do you like to read?
I love to read.
What do you like to read?
I love history. I love history. Right now, I probably read 3 or 4 books at a time. I kind of pick up one and put it down and then start another one. So
yeah, good. And last question: if you could spend an hour with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
Oh, boy, Abraham Lincoln.
Ooh, good choice.
He was an ordinary person who did extraordinary things.
Kind of like you.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, aren't you an ordinary guy?
I'm an ordinary guy, but he was a lawyer. He practiced law, and he went on to do some pretty extraordinary things.
I could see the beard and the top hat. I could see that. Mr. Mayor, as always, you know how much I appreciate you. Thank you for doing what you do for your community.
Thank you, Mac. I appreciate it.
You bet. Janice,
Tuesdays, meet the chamber, 9 a.m. at the chamber office.
Yep, and this Tuesday, it's lamb chops. She's going to find a lamb and cook a lamb, and it's lamb chops.
And coffee.
That's right.
Lamb chops and coffee. Wow.
Janice Wissanan from the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. By the way, here's something that you may have never thought of. I'm a member of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. I don't live in Urbandale, and I no longer have a business Urbandale, and I don't plan on having another business in Urbandale. But the benefit I get from being a part of that chamber is meeting people like Bob and Janice and some of the other people that have been on this show. Yeah, networking for business, it's nice. Sure, it is nice. I don't deny that. But it's also just being around good people that care about their schools, their communities, their streets, their roads, the future. Not people who are just interested in what can you do for me now, but what can we do for us down the line. So you might consider getting a hold of Janice and talking about getting yourself an Urbandale Chamber of Commerce membership. Until next time, I'm J. Michael McCoy for Uniquely Urbandale and the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce Spotlight on Business. Have a good day.